Tchouk. The ball rebounds from the frame. So, how about playing tchoukball? A sport of today, for the future, and above all, a sport for all, from 7 to 77 years of age. I play, you play, we play, together without intense competition or aggression. The teams are mixed, which is rare, if not unique. And the players are not allowed to interfere with the play of their opponents. They don't seek victory at any price. They play for the sake of the game. Tchoukball is a utopian sport, playful, a game to teach pupils respect for others. And more, it's played in schools. The history of tchoukball begins in Switzerland. It's Dr. Hermann Brandt of Geneva who invents tchoukball. He devotes his life to sport. In 1928, he creates the first sports medicine control for the Gymnastic Federation. He fears the abuses of sport. As a doctor, he considers the health of all who take part in sport, the young and the not so young. In tchoukball, he wants to create a new sport which will respect the idea of a well-balanced individual. It's 1968. Driven by a single idea, sport and education, Dr. Brandt draws imaginary players, sketches different phases of the game, invents the rudiments of a sport which, more than anything, he wants to be humanistic. There's no question of creating champions. For him, tchoukball sets aside intensive competition. Dr. Brandt insists that such physical activities must fulfill a mainly social role, without elitism. In 1970, he gets international recognition. His work is awarded the Tulin Prize of the International Physical Education Federation. In Lisbon, he receives his medal for his critical study of team games, in which he presents the rules of tchoukball. This sport is still young, with less than 30 years of development. In Switzerland, the number of clubs is increasing. Gymnastic associations are playing the game, but it's mostly in the schools that tchoukball is flourishing. But it seems that it's in Taiwan that the game has really taken root. Supported by the Ministry of Youth and Sport, it's played by thousands of schoolchildren. Many clubs have appeared, and the game has already become almost a ritual for them. A festival which mixes sport with the traditions of their society. Two teams of 9 players. A court 40 meters long by 20 wide. 2 frames centered at each end of the playing area, and we're ready for a double-ended game. But changes are possible. Tchoukball can adapt to different numbers of players. We can even play on half a court with just 1 frame. This is a single-ended game. Before playing, we must know some basic rules. A player scores a point if the ball touches the ground in play after a frame rebound. A player gives a point to the other team if the shot misses the frame. If the ball rebounds into the out-of-play D-shaped zone in front of the frame, if the ball rebounds to hit the same player who made the shot, if the shot rebounds out of court. A fault is committed by dribbling the ball, taking more than 3 steps with the ball in hand, a team making more than 3 passes, dropping a pass, obstructing or hindering the play of an opponent, carrying the ball in contact with the D-shaped zone, or a foul rebound from the metal edges of the tchoukball frame. A yellow player passes to his teammate, who shoots via the frame. The blues catch the ball. The player decides to pass rather than shoot. blue team catches the ball. They can make up to 3 passes, no more. The Blues bring the ball into play after a fault by the Yellows, at the spot where the fault was committed. Blues must make at least 1 pass before shooting. After a point scored by the Blues, the Yellows bring the ball into play. The restart is made behind the baseline, beside the frame where the point was scored. At a restart, after the ball has crossed the halfway line, the attacking team can shoot using either frame. So now, let's play. It's important to participate. Men and women, the young and the not so young. Each person according to his or her own ability. Each person respecting his or her own physical capacities. As a family activity, as a leisure pursuit or recreation, or as a competitive sport. Tchoukball is educational. Excluding all aggression, it promotes respect between players. In Tchoukball, the Olympic idea rediscovers its true direction.
Question: what sport combines a touch of basketball, a little bit of handball, a spot of volleyball, and a sprinkling of pelota? Answer: Tchoukball. So called because of the noise the ball makes as it hits the net, Tchoukball was the brainchild of Swiss doctor Hermann Brandt, who, in Geneva in 1970, made his dream a reality. Brandt realised that most sporting injuries are a result of contact and collision and wanted to devise rules that would avoid this kind of aggression.
He did a lot of research into sport and sporting injuries and wanted to develop a sport that had the minimum of contact, aggressiveness and collisions. And I think he achieved it with Tchoukball. But what's funny is that in just looking for a sport that wasn't aggressive, he actually developed a lot more than that, something which is truly dynamic and spectacular. And that's what we want you to see.
OK, he did say no contact between players. Nobody mentioned contact with the ball. So now we've got your attention, an update on the rules.
First of all, you have to have 2 of these.
The frames, as they're called, measure 90 centimetres square and are situated at both ends of the court.
On each side there are 9 players and 3 substitutes.
There are no set positions. Players can either attack or defend.
Everything works in threes. You have 3 seconds with the ball, 3 steps with the ball, and 3 passes with the ball. Before it has to be shot at the frame. Tchoukball is a non-contact sport. There is no tackling involved, and the only time interception can take place is when the ball is shot into the frame by the opposition. To shoot the ball at the frame, you have to jump from outside the safety zone. When a ball is shot by the opposition into the frame, the opposing team has to defend around the line and they will be on their knees to catch the ball. In order to score a point, the player that has shot the ball into the frame must ensure that the ball lands outside of the forbidden zone. If it lands inside, it's a point to the opposition.
At first, the rules can seem a little baffling, but it has been said that the basics can be learnt in a few minutes. All the better for the children who are taking part in the popular tournament, a precursor to the World Championships in Geneva, designed to give those who are unfamiliar with Tchoukball a taster of the sport. As does the Open tournament, designed for those who are experienced. At present, there are only a handful of countries that play Tchoukball, but it does have the potential to spread further, as is shown in Taiwan.
Tchoukball is the 3rd most popular sport in my country after basketball and baseball, and we even have a league. We have 29 teams, and it's just as popular amongst women.
And finally, it's time for the real action.
She was just walking down the street, singing, "Oh, daddy, 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 daddy."
Although the sport is often played in mixed teams, the World Championships were divided into separate competitions for men and women. This year, the women's competition saw reigning world champions Taiwan take on Great Britain and host Switzerland in a round-robin format. As expected, red-hot favourites Taiwan reached the final, where they faced Great Britain. Predictably, it was a one-sided affair, with the Taiwanese finishing 49-29 victors. Rather than drown their sorrows, the British women colourfully attempted to rally their male counterparts, as they also took on Taiwan in the final. Could the Brits go one better this time? Having defeated Switzerland, Italy, Brazil and France en route to the final, both teams were neck and neck after the first of the 3 periods. The last World Championships were held in Britain 10 years ago, and since then attempts to hold other ones have foundered due to lack of either money or sponsorship. This year, the World Champions from 10 years ago didn't seem to have lost any of their sharpness. They may not have retained any member of that title-winning team, but Taiwan still demonstrated their class. Despite a brave attempt by the British men, Taiwan predictably took the win 60-42 and claimed their 5th World Championship title in 20 years. But more than in most sports, Tchoukball is not just about the winning.
I think for the moment there are still a lot of things that we need to develop within the sport of Tchoukball for it to become more popular. And as far as it becoming an Olympic sport, well, we'll see.
For this unheralded sport, created only 3 decades ago, the Olympic dream remains distant. However, as far as living up to the Olympic ideal, Tchoukball is streets ahead.
We dedicate this final to the memory of the Professor Ray Fong.
manifestation, si près de lutte contre le tabagisme, faites pas contre l'alcoolisme, imprimeur conseil sport public, et remerciements évidemment à la maison ACFA qui est dans toutes les grandes manifestations et qui sponsorise également le concours de photo donné des belles planches de prix, 50 francs de prix pour avoir participé à ce concours jusqu'au 15 septembre, le thème est Tchoukball. Inscription dans le programme officiel pour le concours de photo. Et puis on rappelle, si vous êtes intéressé de pratiquer le Tchoukball, informez-vous à notre stand, vous aurez toutes les informations ici même. Vous aimez ce sport, vous aimeriez le pratiquer, c'est tout à fait possible. Les informations sont données vers l'entrée principale.